Okay, good evening, everyone. So, welcome back to the session. Okay, so in last class, which topic we have ended with? RBAC. RBAC stand for Role Based Access Control. Okay, fine. So, in today's session, we are going to speak with the new concept called Ansible. Which one? I think I need Satya account one more time. Satya, this is new system again. Please bring your credentials. Okay. So, before I proceed, let me tell you one common scenario actually. In real time, for example, if you take real time, you know how many servers you are going to manage? One. Uh, for one server management, we hire a team of like DevOps engineers. Tell me logic point. Multiple. Multiple means how many? Two is multiple, three is multiple. What is the value? 10. Okay. More servers, like servers. You can simply say n number of servers, right? Dot dot. Durga, please bring your credentials in the meanwhile. You forget. So I'll tell you the scenario actually. If you ask me, in our organization, we have total 11 number of clients. How many number of clients? Each client on an average will be having 10 servers. How many? Two web servers, two app servers, two database servers. How many here? Six. That is only for production. UAT, again six. Now what is the value? 12. Developing, again six. What is the value? 18. But for developing, three is enough. Now what is the value? 21. Upon top of them, I have something called as Bashian host. Which one? So 21 plus 1. Now 22 into 11. What is the value? 100 and somebody saying 132 there. 20, okay, let's take 22 into 10 for better. What is the value? 220. 22 into 10. This is not a mathematical class. I need to teach you mathematics. 32. Arey man, I am asking 22 into 10. 220 plus again 22. The simplest answer, right? I am wondering like how you passed the derivatives and integration. Oh my god. You're not listening to topic. Oh, you are on some different world, I think so. Okay, fine. So basically that is the servers what I managed in my real-time organization. How many servers I can take like 250 on an average round figure. How many? 250 servers. Now imagine in these 250 servers, I want to deploy the application on a same time. How much time it will take? How much time it will take? For example, let's take to deploy the application on single server, it will take 5 minutes. How many minutes? Per single server. Now calculate into 200 servers. What is the value? 200 into 5, what is the value? 1000. Correct or not, sir? So, but if you do this on real time, is it gonna save our time or it is gonna reduce, increase our time here? That means here we are going to waste our complete time. Correct or not, sir? Yes. So, in this case, instead of doing the deployment in all of these servers, one by one, I'm going to deploy all of these servers at the same time. That means, see, for example, from the diagram perception, if I open the paint here, I'll be showing some clear diagram for you for your better understanding. So let me go and show here the diagram. And again, today's concept is going to be very, very interesting. So please try to pay attention here, okay? I'm trying to open the paint. Okay. So let's take here for simplicity, I'm gonna take some X number of servers that can be like 5 or 10, like anything is fine. Okay. So it is my server number 1, server number 2, okay, server number 3, server number 4, and server number 5. So I'm taking 5 servers for simplicity. So in these 5 servers, now I want to install something. For example, I want to install the Git, Maven, okay, as well as Tomcat. For example, let's take for single server, I want to install Git, Maven, and Tomcat. Let's take, it will take 2 minutes for single server. How much time? What I want to install? Git, Maven, Java, and finally Tomcat, for example. So all these together will take exactly 2 minutes for our better understanding. So like this, how many servers I'm having here? So 2 into 5, what is the value? 2 into 5, like I'm having 10. For example, if I want to install on 20 servers, now what is the value? 100. In the same server, you know, in real time, I'm going to manage 250 servers. But here, for your mathematical simplicity, I'm taking 200. Okay. Why I'm taking 200? Why? Because I don't want to waste time for calculations. Huh? I know how much time it will take. Huh? Fine. So 200 into 5, what is the value here? Sir, now tell me if you want to install like this Git, Maven, Java, and Tomcat. Okay. In so many servers, in 200 servers, for example. Now, for each server, if you take 5 minutes, how much of time we are going to spare here? So it is a very big time or not, sir? So what if instead of spending this 1,000 minutes, if I create one server, now what I'm trying to do is within this one server, I can be able to install all of the Git, Maven, Java, and Tomcat, everything within 5 minutes only. That means instead of installing the softwares one by one, I am installing the softwares in all of the servers at a single time. Now it will take exactly only 5 minutes. Now how much of time it is saving? Lot of time or not, sir? Now the same concept I'll explain on some different way. For example, in our class, we are having 50 students in the class. What's your name? Rajshekhar, Avinash, and you? Sad. And your name? Priya, Sindhu. For example, if I tell good evening, Raj, good evening, Avinash, good evening, Sad, good evening, Priya, and good evening, Sindhu. It will take a lot of time or not, sir? If I want to complete good evening for all of you, my time will be completed. Instead of telling like this, if I tell good evening, students, or good evening, all of you are going to respond or not? That is exactly what Ansible is following. Instead of maintaining the single server, or instead of working with a single server, this Ansible tool will work with all the servers at a single time. Now, if single server will take 5 minutes, now 200 servers will take 1,000 minutes. But Ansible is going to work all of them at a same time. Now, instead of spending for 1,000 minutes, we're gonna do our work within only 5 minutes. That is what exactly this Ansible can do. So in real time, we can call Ansible as end-to-end tool. We can call it as end-to-end automated tool. Which tool? That means this Ansible can create the servers automatically, can install the softwares automatically, and can deploy the applications. There is no such manual process in the Ansible. If you see in the Jenkins, how I created the servers? In Jenkins, how we create the servers? Manually or not, sir? And how I install the softwares? That is also manually, right? And how we deployed the application? That is also. That means in Jenkins, whatever you learn, it's a manual process. Of course, you are doing deployment. Okay, but that is a manual way. But here Ansible comes into the picture to automate everything. It can automate the server creation. It can automate the software installation, and similarly, it can automate the deployment process also. So that is the reason why we can call as Ansible as end-to-end automated tool. What do we call as? So in real time, if somebody asks you in the interview, what is Ansible? What is your first answer? Hey, no. We have one template. It's a free and open source tool. It's platform independent and it is very important tool in. Then finally tell it is an end-to-end automated tool. Is the point clear for you? So whatever tool, if they ask you, same answer. It doesn't matter which tool it is, okay? Your template should be ready always. Is the logic clear for you? Yes. So now let me explain the concept of Ansible here in an easy way. So if we go here, from here, for example, if you take Jenkins, in Jenkins, we can automate the deployment process. What we can automate? Of course, we can automate the some installation process like Nexus, we run the script, and a Tomcat, we run the script. And after that, we can run the script for Jenkins installation also. But here, there are some non-automated things like server creation. In Jenkins, can you automate server creation? Can we automate the server creation? Of course, you can automate deployment, but I haven't shown you automated deployment. I'll show you in this Ansible. Okay. So now to perform the end-to-end activities, we can use a tool called Ansible. What Ansible can automate? It can automate the creating servers, configuring servers, and deployment application on. That is the reason why we can call as end-to-end automation tool. So is the first point clear for all of you know? What is end-to-end automation? Yes or not? Online, can you please confirm me what is the meaning of end-to-end? Clear for all of you or not? Fine. So next year, again, Vasanta, listen carefully. So end-to-end automation means creating the servers you can automate, configuring the servers you can automate, and deployment the application also you can automate. I hope it is clear for you, Vasanta. No? So now Ansible is a configuration management tool. So remember, these two terms are very, very important. Configuration. So what is the meaning of configuration and what is the meaning of management? See, configuration refers to hardware and software packages of a system. For example, if somebody asks you configuration, that resembles the hardware and software. And coming to the management, whatever the packages we install on the server, updating the packages, installing the packages, removing the packages, that comes under the management part. Okay. So it's going to be the important definition you need to keep on the mind always. So Ansible is a configuration management tool. If you go to Google, this is the first definition you can get. But here you need to understand what is the difference between configuration and management. Configuration will manage the hardware and software, but management is nothing but installing the packages, updating them, removing them like this. So Ansible is used to manage, work with multiple servers together. Already we discussed here. Here I have the single Ansible server. It is working with multiple servers or not, sir? It is my main Ansible server. Okay. So I'm going to call it as Ansible server. And remaining them are called as worker nodes. What do we call as? Guys, worker nodes are nothing but your EC2 only. You can call them as slaves or you can call them as worker nodes or you can call them as nodes. Anything is fine. So I'm going to call it as worker node. Here worker node is nothing but your EC2 instance. What is worker node here? I'm mentioning this point very, very clearly. How many worker nodes do I have here? That means my Ansible server can work with 5 EC2 instances. For example, if I want to install Git on all of these 5 servers, I'll tell to Ansible. Ansible will install. Or if I want to install a Tomcat in these 5 servers, I'll tell to Ansible. Now Ansible will install like that. Okay. So it is a free and open source and it is platform independent, as you know. It is easy to automate the entire deployment process on the multiple servers. That means from creating of servers to configuring the servers and deploying the application, everything. So to work with the Ansible, we need to install Python. What do we need to install? So to work with Maven and Jenkins, we prefer Java. But for Ansible, Python. And Ansible uses key value format of playbooks. Basically in Jenkins, how exactly we use pipelines. Here we are going to use something called as playbook. What do we use here? This playbook can automate everything. For example, if I want to create a server, I write a playbook. If I want to create a Tomcat, if I want to install Tomcat, I'll write a playbook. Or if I want to deploy the application, I'll write a playbook. Simply to summarize this one, you know Jibumba pencil? Jibumba pencil. If you are 90s kids, then you know it. How many 90 kids are here? Oh, then you generation don't know what is Jibumba pencil. Okay. Basically, Jibumba pencil means whatever you write that comes into the real world actually. You don't know this one, huh? Hey, man, it is very crazy. Let me show you. Let me show you. Something like that. Whatever it can be, okay? Let me show this for the fun fact. If I call here Jibumba pencil. Uh, Basically, it is one of the hot topic in the like early of 2005 and 6. Like a lot of the general stores used to sell the Jimbo pencil at that time. That was very big pencil actually. You know this one? Oh, that one, that one. Huh? You got it now. Okay, this is what we can call as Jimbo pencil. That means whatever you write, that will comes into the real world. Here also, my playbook is nothing but Jibumba. Whatever I write inside the playbook, that will comes into the real world. In my playbook, if I write EC2 instance, EC2 will be created. Or in my playbook, if I write deployment, deployment will perform itself. Or in my playbook, if I write Tomcat, Tomcat will be installing. So that is the reason why I'm comparing playbook with the Gbumba. Clear now? That's it. So again, I'll repeat everything for you. So Ansible is a configuration management tool. Configuration refer to hardware and software properties, whereas management refer to installing the package, updating and remove them. So it's a tool used to work with the multiple servers together. It's a free and open source tool. And coming to this one, it can automate the entire deployment process on multiple servers. Ansible designed to work with multiple servers only. And we install Python on the Ansible server. I mean, in worker nodes, no need to install Python, guys. Remember, Python need to be installed on only worker node doesn't need to have Python itself. And in Ansible, we are going to use the key value format called what is a playbook? Whatever work you want to do, put on the playbook. Playbook will take care of it. It's just like our Jimba pencil. Is it clear for all of you? That's it. So online is the intro of Ansible clear for all of you know? Can you please confirm me once? Clear, fine. So everyone is comfortable with it. Coming to the playbook here, already discussed. If you want to create server, write a playbook. Or if you want to install packages and software, write a. Or if you want to deploy the application, write a. Jo bhi chahiye. We need to do it from the playbook itself. That's it. So in Jenkins, how exactly we use pipeline from the Groovy? In Ansible, we use playbook in the YAML format. It's a new language what you are going to learn. So don't worry, the language will be very, very easy. I can teach you within 2 minutes. 2 minutes is enough to learn the YAML. Will you believe? No. But you don't have any other chance, no? You need to believe me, okay? Fine. I'll teach you like a YAML in 2 minutes. That is very, very easy language. So no need to worry about this one. So now coming to the history, sir, it comes in the year 2012. There is a developer called Michael Dehan. What's the name of the developer? Michael Dehan was the person who invented the Ansible for us. Okay, and Jenkins was invented by Gavaskar. He's not Gavaskar. Kosuke Kawagachi. Okay, and Maven by Maven. No, no, no. Torvald is Linux and C like Git, right? Correct. Apache Software Foundation. Which one? Fine. So Ansible was invented by the Michael Dehan, but later it was taken by the Red Hat actually. Now Red Hat is maintaining the Ansible. But even though it is maintaining by Red Hat, it is completely platform independent. Sir, it is maintaining by Red Hat, but that doesn't mean we can't use on Windows and other flavors of Linux. Even though it is maintaining by Red Hat, you can use them on Windows and rest of the flavors. Like in Linux, we have a lot of flavors, Ubuntu, Debian, Kali Linux, Amazon Linux, but still it is maintaining by which one? Red Hat. Correct. So now coming to the architecture perception. So in the architecture, first of all, you need to understand playbook. Already know playbook. Playbook means it's a file which consists of that code can create the servers, that code can install the softwares, and that code can deploy the application. In Ansible, whatever you want to do, first of all, you need to write a playbook. Inside the playbook, what you write? You write the code. What you write? That code is in which format? YAML format. Correct. Second one is nothing but inventory. Which one? This is the file you need to understand very, very carefully. Sir, inventory is nothing but I'll explain it on very clearful manner. So try to understand. Currently, all of you are in the class, correct or not, sir? Why you are in the class? Why? Because you paid the fees, right? But you paid the fees, right? They paid, no? Fine. So if you are coming to the class, our admin is going to check your numbers, right? If your number is inside that page, I mean, like is inside that list, you are going to enter into the class, or otherwise, will they are they going to allow you to the class? That means here, like whenever if you are coming to the class, first of all, admins will check your name is there or not. If your name is in the list of paid student, then only you are able to come to the class. Here also, if my Ansible server want to work this worker node, so this worker node will have the IP address. What this will have? Now in the Ansible main server, I have a file called inventory file. What do I have? This IP address of my worker node need to be present in the inventory file. If the worker node IP is on the inventory file, then only my Ansible will work. Otherwise, the Ansible will not work with that server. Similarly, here my worker node 2 will have an IP address. This node need to be, this IP need to be on inventory. Like this inventory file will collect the IP address of the worker nodes. What it can connect? IPs of the worker node. If the IP is presenting inside the inventory file, then Ansible will work with that server. But if IP is not presenting inside that inventory file, will my Ansible work with the nodes? No, that's it. So I am writing here inventory. Inventory. Let me make it large. Wait. So what I can call this as in, it can be called as inventory. Which file it is? Inventory file, right? So I'm gonna make it as inventory file for your better understanding. Inventory. Inventory file consists of what? IP address of nodes. Consist IP of nodes. If the IP is inside the inventory, then Ansible can able to work with it. But if IP is not inside the inventory, is it going to work with the worker node? No, like that. So here, how many servers I'm having? 5 worker nodes. That means how many IPs I need to have an inventory file? 5. Correct. So that's it. That's the meaning of inventory. And connection between Ansible main node and worker node will be SSH connection. What kind of connection? Already you know SSH is responsible for connecting from one server to, and if a human want to connect with the server, or if server want to interact with human, the protocol we need to use is SSH. What is the full form? Secure shell. What is the port number? 80. 22. Which one? 22. It's very, very important. And there is one more thing called secure socket host. SSH can be called as secure socket host, but generally we prefer to call it as secure shell. Correct. And Ansible is agentless. What is the meaning of agentless? You know, in worker node, you don't need to install any software. If you remember Jenkins and master and slave, is master and slave agent based concept or not, sir? Why? Because in worker node, definitely you need to install Java. If you don't install Java on worker node, your worker node will not communicate with the Jenkins. But here in the Ansible, it is agentless. That means in worker node, you don't need to install any kind of software. Is the logic point clear for you? But sir, in the practical theoretical part, you said we required Python. Of course, I said Python, but Python need to be installed on Ansible main server, not on the worker nodes. So this is the architecture pattern. Again, playbook. It's a code. Sorry, it's a file which consists of that code can do any kind of work. What are the common works we do with the Ansible playbook? Creating the servers, configuring the servers, and automating the deployment. Second one, inventory. Inventory is nothing but it's a file which consists of the IP of the nodes. Third one, SSH. Connection between Ansible main server and worker nodes will be SSH. And Ansible is agentless. That means no need to install any software on the. So this is the architecture pattern of the Ansible. No required. No required. Okay, that's it. So now here we are going to go for the practical part. But before practical part, I want to summarize everything for you in a quick manner. See, the main intention of Ansible is to perform end-to-end automation. That means server creation, software installation, deploying the application. Okay, so this Ansible will work with the multiple servers together at the same time. It's a platform independent, but it is taken by the Red Hat actually. Okay, so this is the overall summary of the Ansible architecture. And coming to inventory file, what is inventory file here? It consists the IPs of the worker node. And what is a playbook? It's a text file which consists of the code. And what is the connection between main node and worker nodes? Is Ansible agent based or agentless based? Correct. So is the theoretical point clear for all of you now? Online, can you please confirm the theoretical concept clear for all of you or not? If theory is clear, we can go for the practical part. Online, please confirm in chat box the theory clear for all of you or not. Okay, it was clear for all of you. That was very good to hear. Fine. So now guys, here I would like to tell you one thing for you. Basically, Ansible setup is not like other setups. Please make sure this very clear. Ansible setup is not like other setups. It will take a lot of time actually. But I'll try to explain as easy as possible for you. But in real time, you don't set up Ansible in your organization. Why? Because before you go to company, there are already existing setups. You don't need to build everything from the scratch. Okay. But try to listen carefully how exactly I am connecting the servers one by one. But I'll explain each and every point 2 to 3 times for you. So please do not miss the points while I'm explaining. So here currently I'm going to my EC2 instance here. So guys, here I'm taking 5 servers. One is the Ansible main server and 4 of them are remaining servers. Okay. So I'm going to create 5 servers. Total number of servers will be 5. What is the command to set the host name? I think all of you know the command to set the host name, right? Host name, CTL, next set hyphen host name. Already we discussed this command, right? In case if I missed here, you will be getting this on Linux classes, okay? All of you are going for Linux? How many of you are going? Raise your hands once. That's very great sign. So try to go for Linux, okay? It will be helpful for you. Correct, Durga. So coming to the key pair, select one key pair. Today the server is very lagging. So in the key pair section, like I do have a lot of key pairs in my local, so I can select any one of the key pair. It's completely fine. I think I'll create a new key pair better. So the key pair name I'm gonna give it as Ansible key pair. Okay. I want to maintain it separately. I think the console is on sleepy mode today. After typing of 5 seconds, I'm getting the output. And give the all traffic as is. But guys, for the practical part, I'm giving all traffic. But in real time, you cannot give all traffic. Okay. I'll explain what traffic to give to your server in the VPC section. But for as of now, you can go with the all traffic. That's completely fine. So I'm going for security group one. That's it. So like this, I'm gonna create total number of servers, 5 servers. How many of them? 5. Let me open Mobex term here. Okay. So here I do have 5 servers. So first of all, I'm gonna give name for it. Okay. Why? Because whenever if you are maintaining multiple servers, definitely you're gonna give different name for the management. So in the section of name, the first server I'm gonna give it as Ansible. Only give me a couple of minutes. Like the system is working too slowly. Like I would like to restart this system. Give me like a couple of minutes. I'll just restart. Okay, so I think for the online, the voice is clear for Can you please confirm? Online, are you able to hear me? Okay. So guys, it's the internet issue. So it's not on our hand actually. Like the system is working fine and everything is fine. Not only for me, like a lot of the class are affected by this internet. So it's not from our hands actually. Okay. So now we have connected even though, but let's see like the work, it's working fine or not. The system got connected, but I need to check whether this is working fine or not. I opened the mobile system here. See, local laptop is working fine, but the internet is not getting the correct bandwidth. So it is my Ansible server. Arey man. Give me a second. Hey guys, let's do better one thing. I'll take some different laptop to connect with this network. Like, is your laptops working fine or like you are also facing the same issue? Internet is fine for you? Okay, just give me one of your laptops. So for the class, it's almost all waited like 25 minutes for today. Online, I'll try to connect with some different laptop. Just give me a couple of minutes, okay? Just try to give a laptop immediately.
Okay, I think we can start now. I think online like is in clear for all of it. So I have logged in from different devices. Sharik, is your AWS account logged in here? Mahesh. Okay, fine. So guys, here I'll be explaining the concept of this is not visible, huh? Wait. We'll complete. Online, how about now? Is it clear for you? Your voice clear for all of you? Sorry, sitting issue.
Online, are you able to hear me? Is it clear for you now? Okay, fine. So guys, here I have created 5 servers totally. First is my Ansible server. So it is my developing one server. It is my dev 2. Okay, I'm just giving the names for server. That's it. Okay, nothing to worry about this one. Still, it is not visible. Kanamra Klanka. Okay, so finally some redemption. So we got the servers here. So guys, how many servers I have created here? One is the Ansible main server, developing one server, developing two, testing one, and but in real time, you are going to take production servers also. But here for simplicity, I have given dev and test environment. Okay. So connect to all of the servers one by one quickly. So I'm going to show you how to install Ansible. Okay. So currently I'm using Mobaxdom and my key pair is on desktop folder. Which folder? What is the command to go to desktop? CD desktop. Correct or not, sir? But for example, I want to go to desktop to all of the terminals. In that case, are you using multi-exec? Click on multi-exec. If you click on multi-exec, CD desktop, automatically single command will be performing on all the terminals. What is the command to list? The listing or not, sir? So the option multi-exec will enable you to run single command on multiple terminals. So remember this multi-exec we are going to use for now to save a lot of time. And if you want to exit from multi-exec mode, are you seeing exit symbol here? This is the way how you can go for multi-exec, and it is the way how you can come out of multi-exec. So now quickly connect to all of the servers. First of all, I am connecting to the Ansible main server. So later I'll be connecting to the developing one server. And I'll try to extend the class today for 10 to 15 minutes. Why? Because it's a lot of time we wasted due to the internet. Okay. I'll talk to Imran sir to stop class for 10 minutes. Okay. It's fine. So developing one server, take it and try to connect to it. It's my developing one server. Similarly, go back to developing two server. The point I'm telling you in the meanwhile, if you try to connect from one server to another server, by default, server will restrict the user. For example, I'm on server 1. I want to connect to server 2 from server 1. By default, it will be restricted. Okay, we need to enable the settings now. I'll show you how to enable the settings. Fine. So it is my developing 2. So similarly, I'll be going for testing one server. Finally, come to testing 2. So like this, I'm going to connect to one by one servers. And one more thing, setup is already in my all setups. If you go to my all setups, are you seeing the Ansible setup here? First of all, here you are going to create 5 servers. One of them is Ansible, 2 of them are dev, and 2 of them are, and connect all the servers to the. So step number 1, first of all, here you are going to run the below commands on all the servers. Step number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many commands here? These 5 commands you need to run all the servers, including Ansible, dev, and test. So first of all, go to the sudo -i, that is you are going to go for the root user. So if you go and see all the servers are connected. Now this is the only one that is pending. Wait. So 5 servers I'm trying to connect here. Okay. So it's connected now. So already we discussed. So I want to run the single command on multiple servers together. So which kind of feature I'm going to enable in Mobaxdom? Multi-exec. So this multi-exec will able to help me to run the single command on multiple servers. Click on multi-exec. What is the command to go to root user? Sudo -i. So clear the screen by using Ctrl L. Commands are performing or not, sir? First command is done. Okay. Now in each and every server, you want to set the host name. For example, for Ansible server, your host name will be Ansible. For dev1 server, your host name will be dev1. So try to set the host name. The command to set the host name is host name ctl set -host name. It is common for all of them. Okay. But now the host name for Ansible server is host name. Working here? The host name for Ansible server is, but if I type Ansible, it is going to come to all the terminals or not, sir? But I want to give host name for Ansible in this terminal only. So in that case, click on exclude. What you need to click on? The moment if you click on this exclude, now the remaining terminals will not perform the command here. Just to go ahead and see. If I type Ansible, it is working on this terminal or not, sir? Now click on this one. Now I want to give here dev1. So uncheck this one. So give dev1. Similarly, dev2 and give here test1. And finally, test2. So give it individually. Okay. So in practice, some people are going to copy paste this command to all the terminals. If you copy paste this command, what will happen? All the terminals will get the same host name. Don't do it. Okay. So you need to give each and every host name separately by clicking on the exclude. Okay. So give it one by one. After that, hit enter and give the command sudo -i. Now, if you give this one, automatically you will log in as host name. Currently, what is the host name of this server? Now for this one, dev1, it's test1, it is dev2, and it is test2, like that. So you are going to log into the host name with each server. So is the step number 1, giving the host name clear for all of you know? Now step number 2, I need to give the password for the, why I am giving the password, guys? From the root user. See, in the previous diagram, my Ansible main server is communicating with the worker nodes. How my Ansible main server is communicating with worker node means from the Ansible server, I log into my worker nodes. So if I want to log in from one server to another server, I need to have the username and password or not, sir? Currently root user I'm having, but I need to give the password for it. So give the command pass wd root. So I'm giving the password as static raham123. Is the password done now? So you can ask me, sir, why you are giving the password? Already I said it, but I'm gonna write it one more time for you here. So basically, code is read only viewer. I think it's not my account. That is reason. Okay, fine. So I'll copy paste this to the notepad here and I'll write it here. Notepad. Why it happened? So go ahead and give this one. So currently, this is the step number 2 is giving the password. Correct or not, sir? Why we are giving the password? To log into worker nodes. Which nodes? Worker nodes. So make sure this one you are going to log into worker nodes. That is the reason I am giving the password for it. If I don't give the password, I cannot able to log into my. Sir, why you need to log into worker node? Why? Because if I don't log into my worker node, how can I work with the Ansible main server? Like this. Next here, by default, if you go and check the root user, whatever you are trying to log into the worker nodes will not be allowed to the worker nodes. Let me draw a quick diagram for you for the better understanding. So I'll be going here and I'll be doing this one for you. So let me drag it. So currently it is my Ansible main server. Okay. And rest of the things I'm going to take 4 worker nodes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sir, if I want to work with this worker node, I need to log in from Ansible main server to worker nodes with the help of which user here? Root user. Which user? Guys, by default, root user login is disabled from main server to the worker nodes. Wait, root. By default, root user login from Ansible main server to, like not only Ansible main server, by default, root user cannot able to log into one server to another server. So we need to give permissions for root login by changing the configuration file. That file is nothing but vim etc ssh sshd _config. That is the file name. Okay. So if we go here and if you hit enter button, automatically you are going to open the new file itself. Now in this new file, I am going to modify 2 things. First of all, go to line number 38. Which one? In the line number 38, are you seeing the line is commented? What it is telling? Permit root login. That means allow the root user. But by default, it is commented. If it is commented, is it going to work for us? No. So make it uncomment. If it uncomment, then this option will work for me. Second one, there is one more line number called line number 61. In the 61, sir, you are allowing the root user to log into the server, but root user need to log in with username and password or not, sir? Here, what is written? Password authentication. Yes, but by default, it is commented. If it is commented, is this feature going to work for you? So make this now uncomment. That's it. So these two you are going to change now. Again, I'll explain one more time for you. By default, root user login will be disabled from one server to another server. So we need to modify a file for it. So what is the file here? etc sss sshd underscore config. Some people will give hyphen, but if you give hyphen, it is not going to work for you. So if you go to the file, first line number is line number 38. In the 38, uncomment this one. Second line number is 61. 69 is for Tomcat. Okay. So in the line number 61, you are going to uncomment. So these two lines you are going to uncomment. So line number 38 and line number 61. I am giving this one uncomment 38 and 61. 38 and 61 lines. That's it. Now, if I modify that one, now my root user can able to log in from one server to. So if he can able to log in, he can be able to communicate with my worker nodes or not, sir? Yes. Now finally, SSHD is a service. Whenever if you change a service, if you modify them, what you are going to do? Restart. Tell me the command. systemctl restart. Service name will be SSHD and check the status now. So now status you need to get the active. Is it active now here? No, here you need to check. Active, here also active, active, here also it is active, and here also it is. That means you have done the configuration correctly. Again, third time I'm explaining now. First of all, create the servers and put the host name. The reason why you want to put the host name is to identify the server. Second one, give the password for the root user. Why? Because if you want to log into the worker node, definitely you need to give the. So you need to, by default, root user login is disabled to worker node. So you need to enable by changing the SSHD configuration file. You need to uncomment line number 38. And so after that, changing the modification of this service, you need to restart and check the. So are the first 5 comments clear for all of you? Know? Online, can you please confirm me? Are the first 5 comments clear for all of you or not? Clear. Fine. So the next 3 commands you are going to perform in Ansible server only. So no need to perform on worker nodes. So go to your Ansible main node. Now, if I don't want to execute the server like commands on all the servers, I can come out of multi-exec mode. So here run the command Amazon Linux extras install Ansible 2. It is the command to install Ansible. Yum will not work. Here you need to use Amazon Linux extras. I'm installing Ansible version 2. Is my Ansible installing now here? That's it. So the version is, you can see 2. You can see on the top. The version is what here? 2.9.23. So next, install Python. By default, your Amazon Linux will come with Python install. But try to install Python also. Yum install. Python latest version is Python 3. Yum install Python 3. And install some modules of Python like Python PAP module and Python D-level. Of course, these are not mandatory. These are optional. These both will be optional. But I'm installing for the future case. Hit enter. So in the commands, I have given it here already. So I'm install Python, Python PAP and Python D-level. So these two will be the optional. We can use for future purpose. Next here, I want to configure my inventory file. What I want to configure? What is inventory file? The file which consists the IP address of the worker nodes. So the inventory file path will be etc Ansible. It's the interview question. What is the inventory file? Okay. It is VM etc Ansible hosts. In the line number 12, that means below the example 1. Now, how many groups I have? I have 2 groups, developing group and testing group. Developing group have how many servers? And testing group have? Now give the IP address of the servers. So if I want to give the IP address, what I can give? So go to the console. In the console, copy the IP address of the each and every worker node. Of course, you can copy public IP address or you can copy the private IP. So select dev1, copy the private IP. Give it here. It's my developing one private IP. So similarly, I have the developing two also. Select the developing two and give the private IP. So first group is done. What is second group here? Testing. You might have it out, sir. Why can't we use public IP? Why? Because in real time, you will work with the private IPs only. Public IPs you are not going to use. Public IP will use for only web servers. Okay. App and database servers will use the private IP itself. So I have given the IP addresses. Is it clear for all of you? Know? So now this inventory file will have the IP address of 4 worker nodes. Now my Ansible can work with how many nodes here? 4 nodes. Is it clear for all of you? So what is inventory file here again? Store the worker node IP address. Okay. Here how many groups I have? 2 groups. Dev group and I have given the IP address. So after you give that, now there is one more last point you need to perform. But again, you need to have the private IP address. Guys, if you want to get the private IP address, the command will be hostname -i. So in this way also you can get the private IPs actually. Hostname -i. I'm just coming out of multi-execution mode. So you can see. So this is not required. So at last give the command hostname -i. This you need to give it here. Just to give it in the top, okay? I'm giving here hostname -i. Why? Because this command you will use later. Okay, I can add it here. Now go to the last step in the Ansible main server now. Guys, if you want to communicate from one server to another server, you need to copy the keys. What you need to copy? So in the main server, you are going to generate the keys. Whenever if we copy the keys from main server to worker node, automatically your communication will be established. So this is the main thing. Now everything you have done, the only thing is you need to copy the, if you copy the key, then only you can able to communicate with the servers. Now how to copy the key? First of all, generate the key. There is a command called ssh-keygen. Which one? But before I generate, give the command ls-al. Are you seeing .sh? ll.sh. How many files you are seeing now? Only one file. But if I give ssh-keygen, it is asking me, I am generating a public and private key. In which folder? In root.sh folder. Hit enter. Do you want to give any password? No, I don't want to give. Hit enter. Now if I give same command ll.sh, how many files you are seeing now? 3. Which files added newly? ID_RSA and ID_RSA. This first one is private key. Second one is, now if I copy both of these keys to all these servers, now I can be able to communicate with the servers. But here how to copy the keys? Command is very, very easy. ssh-copy-id. From the root user, I am copying the keys to my worker node 1. Copy the private IP of worker node 1. It is going to ask the permission just to give yes. What is the password I have given initially for root? Raham123. Now automatically is the keys copied or not, sir? Currently I'm on which server? Ansible. But from the Ansible, I can be able to communicate with my developing one server. If you want me to show, give SSH and private IP address of dev1. Currently I logged into which server? From Ansible, I can be able to interact with my developing one server or not, sir? That is how Ansible will communicate with the worker nodes. Now, if you want to log out from dev1, just give Control D. What you want to give? The same as it is point I mentioned here. sh-copy-id rooted data private IP address of dev1. So it is going to give the prompt, give yes, and I need to give the password. What is the password I have given? Raham123. And give Control D. After login, just to give Control D. Like that. Now, similarly, I want to communicate with my developing two server. Again, command will be same. ssh-. copy hyphen ID. From the root user, I am copying the keys to which server? Developing to. Copy the public private IP address. Give yes. And what is the password? Raham123. So are you seeing the keys added? Now, if you want to verify SSH and give the private IP address of dev2. Now I am on Ansible server, but I am communicating with which server now? That means from Ansible server, you logged into the dev2. Now again, come out of dev2 to Ansible server. Similarly, now you tell me the process of connecting to test1 and test2. What is the command? SSH hyphen. Just use C tab. If you use C tab, automatically command will come. Next, root at the rate of private IP address of test1. Here I copied the developing to. Wait, I need to give test1 IP address. US and password Raham123. There you go. If you want to verify SSH, private IP address. Now I am on which server? Now give Control D, come out of it. Finally, I want to copy the test2. Tell me the command. SSH hyphen copy hyphen ID root at the rate of yes and give Raham. That's it. So this is the way how exactly you are going to connect from Ansible main server to the worker nodes. Now lastly, I am checking the connection of my testing to. Is it perfectly all right or not, sir? So here point to point I have given in your notes. SSH hyphen copy hyphen ID private IP address of developing to, just give yes and later give password. Now to verify SSH private IP address of dev2 and give Control D for logout like that. So once you set up all the servers like this. Now if I want to check the communication, give the command Ansible all hyphen m ping. This command will show me the response of the servers. Ansible all hyphen m ping. Ping means to check the response of servers. Now 4 worker nodes are able to communicate with my Ansible main server or not, sir? Able to communicate or not? So this is the setup file. So setup will be very lengthy, but it's okay. If you practice 1 or 2 times, it will be very easy. But again, I'll explain the whole setup for one more time for you. So listen, first of all, how many servers you are going to create? One is Ansible, 2 of them are dev and 2 of them are. So connect all the servers to the Mobex term. First of all, log into the servers and set the host name. Why to set the host name? To identify the servers. And give the password. Why? Because if I want to log in to my worker nodes with the root user need to have the password. I set the password. Later, by default, root user login is gonna disable for all the servers. So we need to enable by modifying the shd_config. Which lines we need to modify? 30 and 61, just uncomment this line. Next, restart the service and check the status. Give hostname -i to get the private IP address. Why? Because private IP address you are going to use later point of time. Now coming to Ansible main server, first of all install Ansible and later install Python. Now in the inventory file, go to the 12th line and add like this: developing server, first IP address, second IP address. Testing server, first IP address. After adding that one, if you want to establish communication, generate a key, SSH-keygen, give this command and put enter for 4 times. After if you give enter, now you are going to get the keys. How to copy the keys from Ansible main server to worker nodes? Tell me the command. SSH-copy -ID. From the root user, copy the IP address to dev1. Just give yes and give the, for verification, give SSH and private IP address of. If it is connected, now if you want to log out, just give control. So do it for all the servers. At the last, give the command Ansible all -m ping to check the response of the servers. So now am I able to communicate with all of my servers or not, sir? That's it. So now here, after communicating what I said, with the help of Ansible, we can be able to work with multiple servers together or not, sir? For example, how many servers I'm having? Worker nodes. In the 4 worker nodes, I want to install Git on all of them. So how can I install? What is the command to install Git? Tell me one thing. Are these servers freshly created or not, sir? Okay. So whenever if you create a server freshly, by default, if you go for multi-execution mode, give the command git -v. Do I have Git here? No. Come out of multi-execution mode. Now go and give the command. What is the command to install Git? yum install git hyphen y. But before that, give the command Ansible all. Ansible is the tool what I am using, and all indicate all the servers. And hyphen a is nothing but argument. What is hyphen a? In the double quotes, whatever the command you write, that command will execute on all the Ansible worker nodes. Give the command yum install git hyphen, hit enter. Now automatically this will install git on all of my servers. Is it installing or not, sir? Now if you want me to show, go for again multi-execution mode. And I don't want to check on main server. Okay. I want to check on worker nodes only. In worker nodes, give the command git hyphen v. Is it installed now? Similarly, I want to install Maven now. So what I can do, Ansible all hyphen a will be common. Here Ansible is the tool I'm using. All indicates all the servers. Hyphen a stand for argument. Whatever you want to write here, give it on double quotes. Give the command yum install. Now it's Maven, right? So give the command Maven hyphen y. Now automatically Maven will install. So guys, here whatever written double quotes, the double quoted command will be executing on all the worker nodes. If you want me to show, you can go for multi-execution, but I'll show you some other way to do it. Is it installing the Maven on all the servers or not, sir? Yes. If you want me to check it, give the command again Ansible all hyphen n. Now I want to check the Maven version on all the servers. So I can give MVN hyphen v. It is going to show me the Maven version or not, sir? Now in the all servers, do you have Maven or not? Basically, instead of checking a multi-execution mode, MVN hyphen v, what I am trying to do here, Maven is installed on all the worker nodes. Instead of doing this one, if I put the command like this, now this command will going to run in all the servers or not? Like that. Similarly, I want to install a package called tree. Which package? Tell me how to install. Full command Ansible all hyphen a yum install tree hyphen y. Now I want to check whether I have successfully installed the tree package in all the servers or not. So what I can do, Ansible all hyphen a tree hyphen b. It is gonna show me the tree version. Is tree installed here? If it is installed, you are going to get like this. Sir, similarly, I want to create a file one. How can I create? Ansible all hyphen a touch file one. If I want to check, what is the command to list? Ansible all hyphen a will be command. Just to give the command ls. Is the file got created? Created or not? Sir, similarly, I want to create a user. What is the command to create a user? Ansible all hyphen a user add Raham. Now the user Raham will be created, and whenever if you are seeing yellow color, that indicate your operation is success. Yellow color indicate what? Like that. Sir, similarly, I want to delete the package called git. So Ansible all hyphen a will be common. So instead of yum install, now put remove. What you need to put? Git star. Star will indicate dependency of the git also. Whenever if you are removing, try to give star, that will remove the dependency. Now previously you have git installed in all the servers. Now what I'm doing here? Removing. Now if I try to check whether I have git in my remote machines or not, just try to check. In my worker nodes, do I have git now here? Now similarly, if I want to remove Maven, yum remove, I need to give Maven star. So Maven is also going to be removed. Now check the version. Instead of git, now put Maven MVN. Is it removed or not, sir? Similarly, you can start service also. For example, let's install Apache. Ansible all hyphen a yum install. Apache means HTTPD. What is Apache here? So HTTPD is service. By default, whenever if you download any service, it will be on which state? stopped. Let's check the status first of all. So Ansible all hyphen A will be the common and give the command systemctl status HTTPD. You can check status will be inactive. What is status here? In all the 4 servers. Are you seeing all the 4 servers it is? Now if I want to start it, which command I can use? Systemctl restart or start, anything is fine. I'm using start. Yellow color means it got success. Now finally if I want to check status, is it able to start or not, sir? Like this. So even though if you are having some 100 servers, if you want to install softwares on 100 servers, or if you want to work with 100 servers, which tool you are going to use now? Ansible. Exactly how I have defined the diagram here. In the same way, now Ansible is working with multiple servers together or not, sir? This is the concept of Ansible itself. So now tell me, is the concept of Ansible clear for all of you now? Is everything clear for you? Online, can you please confirm me how's the class for all of you? Is it clear for all of you? Can you please confirm me once? If you want, you can do it. Yes. So basically the class will be very interesting if we haven't got the internet issue, but don't worry. But from tomorrow, I'll make sure the internet is not gonna issue for us. Okay. I'll try to change the section completely. We might move to like some other class from tomorrow. That's it. So now if you are having any doubts or any queries over today's session, you can ask me now. So today we have seen ad hoc comment. This concept is called as ad hoc comment. The meaning of ad hoc is nothing but if you want to do temporary works, which kind of works? In that case, we are going to use ad hoc. But don't worry, I'm going to repeat the concept tomorrow one more time for you. Okay, that's it. So now offline, first of all, from your point of view, are you having any queries on today's session? No queries. Don't worry, I'll be uploading the notes in the Google Classroom for you in like upcoming like half an hour. Okay. So online, if you are having any queries, you can raise your hand. So first of all, Akhil, you can go ahead, Akhil. Mohammed.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Please go ahead, Akhil.
Well, we are copying that file, right? The
Yeah.
keys
Yeah.
file. So we haven't mentioned any file name. Like in that you have just provided the
Automatically that
tags.
will be copied. If you mention sshd sh-copy -id, automatically that file will be picking up.
If suppose there are other files are there inside. So
Even though if
that
we have
also-
some hundreds of files in that folder, that command will only pick this key pair, that is public key and private key.
Okay, but
Is
there
clear
is
for
no
you?
mention. We haven't mentioned anywhere like it should be only these 2 files.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling, Akhil. Like you are missing the logic here. Whatever I'm trying to release, if we give the ssh-copy-id, automatically that 2 files is going to pick up. Okay, we need not to mention the files name explicitly.
Okay.
Yep.
Fine. Okay. Thank you.
Fine. Next, Swati, you can go ahead, Swati.
Sir, I have a doubt regarding this SSH key copy. We are
Please.
copying the key, on the Ansible main server, we are giving this command, SSH copy ID, right?
Yeah.
So are we making entries of the worker node on main server?
Exactly. If you copy the key, automatically the worker node IP addresses and the worker node keys will be stored into the Ansible main server in the file called known host.
Okay, so all these SSH keys are from the worker node. All So if worker nodes are around 100, so all those SSH keys should be copied.
Need to copy to 100 nodes. Yes.
Need to copy to 100 nodes. So it's copying from the main server to the worker node, just like the agent installation on the worker nodes. Okay, sir. Got it.
So remember, if you install keys on the Ansible main node, these keys you need to copy to each and every worker node. Then only your Ansible main node will communicate with worker node. Otherwise, your Ansible main node will not communicate with the worker node. So please make sure this point very clear. Yep. So online, still any more queries from your end online? Okay, fine. Like Swati, you want to speak one more time?
Yes, sir. So Ansible main server keys will be present on the worker nodes in a simple node.
Exactly. What are the keys you generate on the main server? That keys will be copied to the worker nodes. Okay, I'll explain the mechanism in tomorrow's session. Don't
Okay,
worry.
thank you.
Yep. Okay then. So that's it for today's session, guys. So let's meet on tomorrow's class with some new topic. Have a great day. Bye. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you all.